guys, Ralph here, and welcome to True Power Trumpet Fitness on this fabulous Friday here in Connecticut. Life is awesome, guys. Life is good. Anyway, yeah, I just played 3+ hours without stop, spit, buzz, reset. Yes, with that, but 3 straight hours without stopping, PNF, kettlebell, and everything, and that's going to come into play in a minute. Okay, now you saw the thumbnail. Byron Stripling, a fantabulous player. Okay? Byron Stripling, a perfect example. All right? It'll come to fruition in a minute. Let me honk a little bit and then we'll talk about it. Not a mark on them, bud. And that's after 3.5 hours. Hellacious double C's, caress the baby. Anyway, Byron Stripling. First of all, tremendous player. Extraordinary talent. Okay? Went to the Eastman School of Music in Rochester. And then went right on the road with Count Basie as lead trumpet. And from there, film scores, writing, directing, producing, all that sort of stuff. He's on everybody's album. I mean, just an incredible, incredible talent. Okay? And for the most part, guys, I like his chops. Now take a look at him. As you can see, there's no stretch. And I'm going to have a clip down below. There is no stretch whatsoever. They do look a little mangled, okay, and I'm going to get to that in a minute. I don't know what kind of mouthpiece he's using, but the tone is centered, the tone is pure, the notes pop, man. The notes absolutely pop. And like other guys that have come from Eastman, certainly the poster boy is Vizzuti, Jim Hines, Vince DiMartino. All of them can play, feel just as comfortable playing jazz as they do classical. And you can tell, even though I've never heard Byron play classical, you can tell by the way his notes pop and some of the articulations. That's straight from Arbin and Clark, man. And the notes do pop, okay? So again, without putting too much emphasis on his chops, they look to be great. They look to be terrific, okay? And you know from the pop in those articulations, his tongue is somewhere near the position we do, if not exactly like it. All right? Now, with that said, I'm going to put a link down below that he's doing at some sort of a concert, solo out front. Soloist, clinician type of thing, whatever. And he takes just an incredible, incredible extended solo in the middle of it. Now, you are going to hear at about the 4, 5, 6 minute mark, his chops start to crash. There's no question. His above high C is a distant memory. Everything is coming down, 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 down. And by the time he gets to the end of this little section that he does, he's literally doing all this going through barbed wire, as Mel would say, below low C. Okay? Which is fabulous. Don't get me wrong. The technique is extraordinary. But you hear his chops are crashing. Now, it gets to the point where he literally has to stop and make a joke out of it. He has some people come up and take his pictures, and he's talking about, I look like Denzel from this side, and it's a comedy act. And then he goes back and he plays a little bit and he stops and he says, okay, come in when you see the blood. I mean, he's making a joke. But he had to stop. His chops were crashed. Now, here's a guy that has double C chops. There's no question about it. And by the end of this solo, guys, he's lucky to squeak out an F sharp at the end. Okay? Now, and his chops are beat up. You can see it while he's talking. Not like, Louis Armstrong or something, but there's no question his chops are taking a beating. Now, what does this all mean to us? Guys, I have said a zillion times. You have to stop, spit, buzz, reset. Now, 3.5 hours later, if you practice this way, my chops just get better and better and better. And 3.5 hours later, you heard the double C's, the whole 9 yards. All right? Now, why? Because I never crash. That isn't because I can go 3.5 hours like he did for 9 minutes, whatever the case, without taking it off my lips. No, I don't allow myself to crash. That is the secret to the whole thing. Stop, spit, buzz, and reset when you feel the slightest inkling of you're going to crash. Okay? Now, I've also said, and Byron showed us, guys, when you are on a job, you have to do what you have to do. Now, he made a joke out of it, and he could do that because it was an extended solo. But if you're playing a chart, you can't say, wait a minute, I got to stop and spit, buzz, reset. Wait a minute, can we come and take a picture? No, you can't do that. So you have to do it. But guys, when you are practicing, and you're practicing your jazz, guys, you have to stop. You have to stop, spit, buzz, and reset. Or, in Byron's case, your double C chops are going to reduce to an F sharp drawing blood. His words, not mine. You see what I'm saying? Okay? When you're practicing, you must stop, spit, buzz, and reset. Now, if you can do that, 3.5 hours later, I'm telling you, your chops are better off than they were when they started, and I went right up to a double C fresh as a daisy. If I felt like it, and my concentration would last, I could do another 3.5 hours. And I could come back and give you the same double C, probably even better, probably more wide open. I never, when I'm practicing, allow myself to crash. All right? Perfect example. Byron Stripling. Now, all you trolls out there, guys, stop. Stop. Byron Stripling is magnificent. He's got double C chops, and he was doing exactly what I said you're supposed to do. On a job, you got to do what you got to do. God bless him. That's not what I'm not saying I'm better than him. If I took that solo, I wouldn't have made it either. But in my very sterile laboratory here, I have the ability to stop, spit, buzz, and reset. So my chops are never beat up. Guys, that is what you guys have to do when you are practicing. And when you're doing your Arbin characteristic solos, or you're doing a jazz solo, whatever, guys, I know musically it is very, very hard to do. But you can't just say, look, I'm going to go from the beginning to the end of that characteristic study, and no matter what happens, I'm going to keep it there, and we're going to get through. Guys, you can't do it. You have to stop when you're practicing. All right? All right. Guys, have a great weekend. I'm going to, and we'll talk to you on Monday. Love you all.